Hi everybody, Andrew Weir here, coming to you from sunny Las Vegas. And thanks for tuning in and having a look at what I'm doing here. So what I thought I'd do for anyone out there that's interested at the moment is put together a bit of a 10-week guitar improvisation primer. This won't be any kind of intense workout course or anything. It's just going to be a bit of an insight into how I personally approach soloing mostly in different situations. There is an absolute multitude of information out there on the web for anyone wanting to learn any of this stuff. But I thought it might be interesting just to put together a concise little selection of things that will explain how I personally do things. I'm a guitarist who's got a bit of theory and harmonic background and knowledge, and I kind of know what's going on, but usually I find myself playing in situations in either a kind of blues band or rock band or funk band or jam band kind of situation. So what I've found I've done and what I've developed over the years is a simple way that I kind of approach improvising and soloing in a way that I can use a very small amount of tools and get a lot of mileage out of them and be able to kind of act in any situation that might come up and make something musical and make something useful. So as I mentioned, this isn't going to be the right way to improvise or a new way to improvise or anything like that. It's going to be an explanation of how I personally do things, and maybe that'll help some of you out there. Maybe it's a bunch of stuff you already know. Maybe there's a couple of things that you don't. And please comment down below and let me know if you've got any ideas on any of the stuff that I'm doing as well, because I'm always happy to learn more stuff. And hey, if I'm just doing stuff completely wrong, tell me as well. So basically what we're going to look at over the next 8 or 10 weeks, I'm going to put one of these up every week. And we're just going to go through these few things that I use that will hopefully help you. So when I'm looking at improvising in any of those contexts, I usually will base pretty much everything on two things. And all those are 3-note per string major scales and 4 or 5-note arpeggio shapes. And I've found that with using those and kind of knowing some of the theory and stuff behind, which we're not going to get into here, but you can always contact me and I'm more than happy to give out more information on that stuff as well. I found that using those two and using some tricks and kind of sleight of hand, I can usually get all the sounds that I'm looking for and behave responsibly in all harmonic settings. So you guys might be familiar with some of those things already, but basically we're looking at kind of 3-note per string stuff and 4-note arpeggios and a whole bunch of combinations of those things. So what I've done in this first video is just kind of outline a bit of that stuff. So I've got some examples here of some of the arpeggio shapes that I'll use, some of the scale shapes that I'll use, and then I've put together a little loop and I've just blown over it using, firstly, an example using just major scales. It's like an F Lydian kind of loop, and I've just used a C major scale over the top of that to mess around, and I've thrown in some little other bits and pieces in there that you might be able to hear, but the whole time I'm really only thinking of a C major scale and using some kind of different ways of thinking of things to get some different sounds rather than thinking of any other kind of extreme extended scales or substitutions or anything like that. So there's a major scale one that I've done, and also then I've done an example where I'm using more leaning on 4-note arpeggio shapes that I've put together. So have a look through those, have a bit of a listen. If there's any questions that you've got about them, please comment down below or send me a message. You can always get in touch with me via my Facebook page or on my new website, andrewwienguitarist.com. You can send me an email through there. And I'm always happy to answer any questions or just say hi and see what everyone's up to. And then if you also would like some PDFs of this stuff, I'm more than happy to send them to you. So again, just contact me at andrewwienguitarist.com or find me on Facebook. So I hope that gives you a bit of a rundown about what we're going to try to get through over the next 8 or 10 weeks. So tune in every week, and I'll be here giving my little bit on this weird soloing world that lots of us guitarists are a part of. And listen to the little examples I've got here, and hopefully you like the sound of them, and hopefully they can help you a little. Thanks, guys. See you next week. Bye. Alright, so there you have it. So hopefully now I've kind of displayed a little bit of what we can do with just using a really small amount of information and getting some real kind of interesting, pretty sounds out of just major scales and 4-note arpeggios. If you like the sound of it, and if you're interested, we're going to really delve into this over the next few weeks and see what we can get out of everything, and have a look at a bunch of different improvising techniques that we can use, all based around those really simple things. I have PDFs available of all the stuff that I did today, so all the 3-note per string major scales and all the arpeggio shapes that I personally use. And if you want those, please comment down below and I'll direct you, or find me on my website, andrewweirguitarist.com. Send me a message and I'll shoot you back the PDFs. Or find me on Facebook. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm really looking forward to doing this with anyone that comes along on the journey with me. Please subscribe and like, and hopefully I'll see you all next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.